Yo, so what is good, everybody on YouTube? We are back today with a brand new video. And of course, as promised, today will be the Anthony Edwards Timberwolves career sim. Thank you guys for all the likes on the LaMelo Ball one. Of course, I did ask to hit a certain goal to make this video, so thank you guys for making it happen. Let's roll into this in the 2020 NBA Draft. If you are new, be sure to like and subscribe for some new content. Of course, next one up is going to be James Wiseman's Hornets career sim, which could be very cool. And then maybe after that, we'll do another prospect, honestly. And this one is one I definitely see happening. I do see this #1 pick ending up being Anthony Edwards going to the Timberwolves. Very realistic and very much something that could be in the play for the draft. So here we go, hopping right into the draft. Obviously, Timberwolves #1 pick, grabbing Anthony Edwards, 6'5" out of Georgia, an absolute bucket getter. Simming to the end, kind of look who the top 5 guys took. So #2 ended up being Wiseman, and Halliburton actually went #3, surprisingly. And Melo dropped all the way down to 4. I don't know if that one's going to happen in real life, but we will see. First year here, D'Angelo Russell, Anthony Edwards, and Karl Anthony Towns. Edwards starting at a 79 overall. Decent badges, but he's definitely going to progress a lot, starting already at that 2-guard position, right next to D'Angelo Russell and Jarrett Culver. So let's just see how year 1 goes, and if we can actually make the playoffs in year 1. Trae Young ends up getting regular season MVP, huge year right there, and Melo actually ends up getting Rookie of the Year. Of course, we did make the All-NBA first team, but we did not grab Rookie of the Year, which is a little bit disappointing. But let's check out these standings, and thankfully, we do end up making the playoffs. Obviously, they missed them this previous year. We end up the 7th seed, great years there from D'Angelo Russell and Karl Anthony Towns. But our guy, Anthony Edwards, really doing his thing, 16.9 points per game in his rookie season. First round here up against the Dallas Mavericks in the first round. Obviously a super tough matchup. We take it all the way to 7 with them, and unfortunately we do get bounced. Not sure that we could have taken them really right now with only about a 79 overall Anthony Edwards, Cat, and D'Lo, but it is what it is. Finals here, we got the Boston Celtics up against the Los Angeles Clippers. This would be a fun matchup to watch in real life, in all honesty. Two absolutely great teams with gritty defense. 3-2, the Clippers are up, and they ultimately end up taking it in 6 right there, with Kawhi Leonard, of course, getting Finals MVP. Moving us into year 2 of the sim, let's see how Anthony Edwards is. Already a 5-point jump from last year up to an 84 overall, which is obviously huge in his progression here, so let's check out this year. Giannis Antetokounmpo ends up getting MVP, and Cade Cunningham snags Rookie of the Year and 6th Man of the Year in the same spot right there. And thankfully, we end up as the #3 seed in the Western Conference, baby. That is big. Huge year there from Anthony Edwards, increasing his scoring even more, up to 18.4 points per game. And somehow we added RJ Barrett, apparently, which is definitely interesting. The Dallas Mavericks are our first round matchup yet again. Do we have enough firepower this year to actually take them in 7? We will find out. Last year they took us, but what is going to happen this year? Hopping into Simcast, it's looking great as we end up beating Dallas Mavericks and Luka Doncic 140-128 here in round 1. You love to see that. Moving us into the second round after obviously a super competitive first round. We are up against the Memphis Grizzlies, and after some great games right there, we actually move on to the Western Conference Finals already here in year 2, where we're going to be matched up against the Los Angeles Lakers with Paul George, Anthony Davis, Steven Adams, and no LeBron James, I guess. Kind of interesting, and of course we do take them as well. 4-2, putting us in the championship in only year 2 here, up against the Boston Celtics with Jason Tatum. So let's see how this one plays out. We get up 2-0. They start coming back. They push it to get a 3-2 lead. Of course, we're going to hop into Simcast and see how this plays out in real time. And it's looking like we're going to tie it up there with a 19-point win there in Game 6. Moving us into Game 7, Anthony Edwards dropped 37 in that one. Hopping right into Game 7, a pretty close game, 129-123. Boston Celtics smack a 3. Might be too little too late. 3-point lead for us with about 12 seconds left in this one. Of course, they're going to send us to the line, try to foul, and see if they can get something. Maybe like a 3, so let's see how this one plays out. Hopefully we can hit both of these pretty routinely. 129, and we actually bricked the first one, boys. This could get spooky. RJ Barrett, can you please hit the second one? You do, giving us a 4-point lead with 11.5 left on the clock. Boston Celtics inbounding the ball. Jason Tatum clutches up, Jesus, making it a 1-point game with 9.5 left on the clock. They fouled D'Angelo Russell here. D'Angelo Russell heads to the line. We need him to go 2 for 2 here, and thankfully he does, greening up the second, making it a 3-point game. They cannot advance the ball up the court, so they have to play it like this, and let's see if they can tie it up. Kemba, oh my gosh, that was too close for comfort. Kemba almost drains a 3 to push it into OT with 2 seconds left, but we end up taking the NBA championship here already in year 2 with Anthony Edwards and this Timberwolves squad. Look at Dario Saric posted up in the back. Let's look at that box score real quick and see just how that one actually ended up playing out. Huge game there from D'Angelo Russell, obviously ice in his veins, 39. 23 there from Anthony Edwards. And to match that 39 from Tatum, Karl Anthony Towns gets Finals MVP in year 2. Moving us on to year 3. So here in year 3, you can see Karl Anthony Towns, 92 overall, now adds NBA champion to his name along with everyone else on this team. And Anthony Edwards is already up to an 89 overall, tying our second highest overall on the team with D'Angelo Russell. Giannis Antetokounmpo ends up getting an MVP here in year 3, and Lonzo Ball actually ends up getting 6th man of the year. We end the number 6 seed in the Western Conference. Anthony Edwards actually leads the team in scoring in only his 3rd season, putting up 21 points per game, coming in slightly above Karl Anthony Towns. Looking at our playoff rotations here, definitely looking very solid. D'Angelo Russell, Anthony Edwards, Jarrett Culver. I'm not sure about Cedi Osman, but it is what it is. And then Karl Anthony Towns. First round matchup up against Anthony Davis and Paul George. And it does not go how it did last year for us at all, as we get knocked out in the first round by them in 5, which is absolutely tragic. But it is what it is. We'll be watching the finals this year from the sidelines. The Pelicans with Zion up against the Philadelphia 76ers, who did keep that core together of Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. So let's see if that ended up paying off for them, and it's not looking great. 3-1 and 4-1, the Pelicans end up taking it, and I'm assuming that's a Zion MVP right there. It is. Moving us into year 4 of the sim, let's check out what our squad's looking like here, and if we got any better. Anthony Edwards, 92 overall, 2 guard. You love to see it. Team around him is pretty much very similar to what it was previously. This is what we're looking like. Not too bad at all. The depth may be a little bit sus, but not that bad at all. Giannis Antetokounmpo gets MVP, and Amani Bates actually gets Rookie of the Year. In other news, we finished the number 2 seed in the Western Conference, and yet again lead the team in scoring, but this time at a much more impressive 25.7 points per game, with 24.8 coming from D'Angelo Russell in the season as well. First round matchup here up against a Grizzlies squad that added DeAndre Jordan at their big man spot. They're going to push it to 7 with us, so let's hop into Simcast and see if we can edge this one out and move on to the second round and hopefully make a run for the finals yet again. So let's hop into it, and it's looking good here. 129 to 115 is the dub there in round 1. You love to see it. Huge game there from both Anthony Edwards and D'Angelo Russell, helping us move on to the second round here up against Dame Lillard and Cade Cunningham. That is the Trailblazers. That's definitely a scary squad with CJ coming off the bench. They're taking it to 7 with us. So, of course, we're going to hop into Simcast here and see if we can edge them out and make it to the Western Conference Finals here yet again. And it's looking pretty good here as we have a pretty substantial lead. We end up winning 134 to 123 here, so not bad at all. Huge game there from Anthony Edwards, dropping 46 points. You love to see that. Definitely a big reason why we won that game. Without him, probably wouldn't have. So we're going to be moving on to the Western Conference Finals yet again. So let's see how this one goes. Let's check out what this Thunder team is looking like. Kyrie Irving, Amani Bates, Danilo Gallinari, man. That is a very, very good squad. So let's see if we can end up beating them or if they take it from us here. We get up 2-1, but it is going to be a back-and-forth series, as you can see. both teams getting dubs. We're down 3-2 and ultimately get dropped off in 6. Kyrie having a huge game there. D'Angelo Russell putting up 34, but it was not enough. Now we're going to be watching the finals from the sidelines, and wow, that Bulls team is one I would like to see, considering they added Melo and Michael Porter Jr., man. That would be a fun Bulls team to watch now that they are going to be getting a new head coach as well. Melo getting himself a finals MVP there, helping the Bulls take it. Moving on to year 5 now, a 94 overall Anthony Edwards. Still working on getting some more accolades on the board, but they will come with his age. And our team here is honestly very similar to last year, so you get the gist. We're going to hop in and see who ends up actually getting MVP. Yet again, Giannis Antetokounmpo doing it. Bronny James is now in the league, so be on alert for that as he did get Rookie of the Year. And Anthony Edwards ends up making the All-NBA third team for the first time, leading us to the number 2 seed in the West, right behind the Warriors that obviously do have another 2020 draft member in James Wiseman. A number 1 scoring season yet again on the squad for Anthony Edwards, dropping 28 points per game. Huge dub there. So let's see what our first round matchup is going to be looking like, as apparently we did add Brandon Clark throughout the season as well. That's a great pickup. We're up against Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, and the Phoenix Suns. And man, honestly, I thought we were going to take that one, but it didn't end up going our way. 30-point performance there from Anthony Edwards just was not enough, apparently. Simulating the playoffs, getting to the finals here, we got a Cleveland Cavaliers squad up against Zion and the Pelicans yet again. So let's see if Zion and the Pelicans get yet another chip in the sim. And it's not looking that way as the Cavaliers come out hot 3-1 and end up taking it in 6. Darius Garland getting his first finals MVP of the sim. Moving us into year 6. The year is now 2025. Anthony Edwards had a 95 overall, of course. Starting to build up them accolades. Finally, he was a first-time All-Star last year. I feel like he kind of got cheated out of it a few years previous, but let's see how this year goes. Giannis gets yet another freaking MVP, man. That's just crazy. We end the number 3 seed in the Western Conference yet again. 26.3 points per game for Anthony Edwards. Fantastic. First round matchup here up against a Nuggets squad that actually has Jonathan Isaac starting at that small forward position. Isaac, a guy I really like in real life. I think he's going to end up being very good. Elite defensive talent for sure. Hopping into the Simcast here, it's looking pretty good for us as we have a pretty solid lead here. And we are going to end up taking it 143-114. 35-point performance there from Anthony Edwards to help us get it done. Second round matchup up against Cade and Dame yet again. But this time they're actually going to take it from us. Cade Cunningham dropping a 40 bomb in that game. He just definitely is very good. Kind of hard to beat a squad with him on it sometimes. Giannis and the Bucks here up against Zion and the Pelicans. So this would be a fun matchup to watch in the future, honestly. So let's see how this one ends up going. Pelicans get out to a 1-0 lead. It's a very back and forth series right here, as you can see. And the Bucks end up taking it in 6, 4-2. Giannis gets a finals MVP. Moving us into year 7 of the sim here. 96 overall, Anthony Edwards. And Anthony Edwards finally now starting to get some more recognition, starting to add some Hall of Fame badges to his arsenal, just getting better and better. And of course, Cat is also getting better and better now, up to a 94 overall. Definitely getting it done for us now at 30 years old. The veteran leader of the team, I suppose, at this point. Giannis Antetokounmpo gets an MVP right there. Yet again, man, I wish I could keep track of how many times this dude gets MVP every single sim. But in 2027 here, we have a first-round matchup up against the Suns, who did knock us out previously a few years ago, I think 2 years ago. But we do end up taking it this time pretty easily, 4-2. Huge game there from DeAndre Ayton with 17 rebounds, a double-double, but he could not get it done. Look at this Thunder team, man. They have Mikey Williams, they have Kyrie Irving, they have just an absolute bomb squad, dude. And we're going 3-2 with them, and they end up taking 4-2. But Elijah Fisher, Kyrie, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Mikey Williams off the bench. If you have Mikey Williams off the bench, that's just insane. Finals here, Cleveland Cavaliers up against that Thunder team. And obviously the Cavs did win a chip already in this sim, so let's see who ends up taking this. 2 competitive teams, and wow, the Thunder just made them look like some jokes, absolutely sweeping them 4-0, and we're the only team that didn't get swept by the Thunder that played them. So I guess that's some type of bright side. Year 8 here, we're moving on. 97 overall, Anthony Edwards here. And in year 8, the number 4 pick in our draft, LaMelo Ball, ends up getting an MVP season here for the Bulls. Obviously, fantastic. Second, we end up the number 2 seed in the Western Conference. Obviously, behind that bomb squad that is the Thunder. Top scorer on the team, obviously, Anthony Edwards, with a huge year yet again. First round matchup up against our former teammate and RJ Barrett there, who decides to go team up with the Nuggets. Definitely was not enough for him as we sweep them 4-0, 37 points from him. But we did get it done regardless. Huge game there scoring-wise. Well, 166-136. That's crazy high. But second round, we find ourselves up against Brandon Ingram, Zion, Jackson Hayes, and the Pelicans, who end up absolutely destroying us 4-0. I wouldn't have expected that in any reality. Thunder here in the finals, obviously a fantastic squad up against a great shooting squad in the Atlanta Hawks. Definitely think the Thunder will take this one pretty easily, though, as they are up 3-1 and end up taking it in 5 over Trae Young. Mikey Williams getting his first Finals MVP. Moving us into year 9. This team's definitely looking solid still. Can't complain too much. The only issue is Cat and D'Angelo Russell are starting to get older and older, which will become a bigger issue in this sim as we move on. So let's see how this year just plays out. And would you look at that, Cade Cunningham goes ahead and gets an MVP season, averaging 38.5 points per game for the Trailblazers as we end the number 4 seed in the Western Conference on the year. 24.8 points per game. A little bit down from where he was, but I can't complain too much. And it seems like Marvin Bagley has been on and off this team a couple times, but we'll take it if he comes mid-season or whatever, however he keeps getting here. We will take it. He put up 20 points per game. Not bad at all. So, 4-time All-Star now in Anthony Edwards, and we are going to be heading into the playoffs. They actually have Marvin Bagley coming off the bench as well, by the way. So, let's see how this first round matchup ends up going. First round matchup up against the Utah Jazz, who apparently now have LaMelo, as he did just win MVP the season previous with the Bulls. So, I guess he signed a new contract or 1 year or whatever. And obviously they have Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert as well. But they couldn't do too much to us here as we end up taking it in 5. Marvin Bagley coming in clutch apparently as our leading scorer in that one. Second round matchup here up against that stacked Thunder team, man. This team is just an absolute bomb squad. To be a team this good is just an issue. Just look at this team, man. Look at it. They have Kyrie coming off the bench at a 94 overall. That's just an issue, but we'll see what we could do here. We end up getting swept 4-0, man. You don't love to see it. Moving into the championship here, up against the Hornets they are. Bol playing that small forward position, that weird cheesy basketball that they were playing for a little bit there. I definitely don't expect this Hornets team to end up winning it, but it would be an interesting series to watch for sure, trying to see a small forward guard Bol. They end up taking it 4-1 over the Hornets, moving us into year 10. And as you can see, in year 10 here, Bronny James is now on the squad. Apparently, we did a trade here. Naz Reid and Jarrett Culver for Bronny and Taurean Prince. I'm not sure that trade would ever really go down in real life, but we will take it. Mikey Williams gets an MVP season there with the Boston Celtics as we finish the number 4 seed in the Western Conference. Huge there. Anthony Edwards actually falls to the 3rd highest scorer on the team with the addition of Bronny, but it is what it is. If it can correlate to wins and playoff wins, then that's all we're worried about, honestly. And Andrew Wiggins decides to join the squad back on a 1-year deal as well. First round matchup up against the Warriors with James Wiseman, who really stood no chance. We ended up taking them out 4-1 there. Huge game there from Bronny doing his thing, of course, and Cat. Definitely can't complain about that. James Wiseman trying to hold on for the Warriors, but it was not enough. Moving us on to the second round up against that bomb squad that is the Thunder. And hopefully we can make a dub here since we did add Bronny. But wow, it still does not go our way. We get bounced in 6, 4-2. They dropped 151 points on us in that final game and destroyed us. Cavs versus the Thunder here in the finals in the year of 2030. And the Thunder, yet again, go absolutely berserko mode and sweep the Cavs. Year 11, man, we need to stop this Thunder team ASAP. So in year 11 here, Mikey Williams gets back-to-back MVP seasons, but with different teams. Last year, the Celtics, and now he's with the Hornets, actually. We finished the number 5 seed in the Western Conference, which is a little bit of a letdown, honestly, compared to where we usually finish. Obviously, Karl Anthony Towns, and Cat Anthony Edwards, and LeBron James Jr., Bronny, all doing their thing, putting up over 20 points per game. First round matchup here, up against the Suns. Interesting 4-0 sweep, and I just noticed that we actually have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander coming off our bench. I don't know how that even happened. I guess another one-year deal, because they like to sign those so much in this game for no reason. But in the second round here, we end up losing to the Thunder 4-1, man. A tough scene. Thunder versus the Raptors here in the finals. Obviously, you know what that Thunder team is looking like. Here's the Raptors. Sky Clark, Jalen Green, Kevin Porter Jr., Pascal Siakam, OG still hanging around. Not a bad team at all. So let's see if they can compete with this Thunder team here. Back and forth series, they find themselves down 3-2, and they come back and catch the dub there. Sky Clark getting an MVP season. Finally, somebody took down that Thunder team, man. It was getting ridiculous. Moving into year 11 here. And in year 11, Mikey Williams gets back-to-back MVP seasons with 3 different teams. Now with the Jazz, man. That's just something crazy. We finished the number 2 seed in the Western Conference, obviously behind that Thunder team. Anthony Edwards really picking up the scoring here, putting up 28 points per game on the year. Yet again, kind of bouncing back. You love to see it. Moving us on to the first round matchup here, up against the Los Angeles Clippers here, who have Cade Cunningham and RJ Barrett. Not an easy matchup, and unfortunately we get 4-0 swept. Did not expect that to happen the way it went down, but it is what it is. Watching the finals from the sidelines, finally the Thunder aren't there. The Cavs over here. And out of the West, the Utah Jazz with Mikey Williams actually ended up coming out. So let's see who takes this. The Cavs up 3-0, and they cleanly sweep them 4-0, getting Darius Garland his second Finals MVP of this sim. Moving into year 13. And in year 13, we're looking at an Anthony Edwards that only has 2 years left on this contract. Tyrese Halliburton actually gets an MVP season here with the Thunder. And honestly, it leads me to believe, will Anthony Edwards stay with the T-Wolves here? We do get the number 3 seed in the Western Conference, but I'm not sure that he wants to stay after getting bounced in the playoffs so many times in these last couple seasons. First round matchup here up against De'Aaron Fox and the Kings, who we end up taking out pretty easily, 4-2. Obviously in 6, pretty easy. Moving on to the second round here up against the Clippers. Huge game there from Anthony Edwards, by the way. Kind of carrying the load. Moving us on to the second round here up against that Clippers team with Cade Cunningham. Obviously not an easy team to face. And we showed it, losing in 6 there. You don't like to see it. This Thunder squad that just absolutely runs the West right now up against the Eastern Conference winners in the Cleveland Cavaliers. I feel like this matchup's happened a couple times already, and it's usually the Thunder that come out on top. Thunder end up taking it in 5 right there, 4-1. Tyrese Halliburton gets Finals MVP and regular season MVP in the same season. Moving us into year 14 here. Obviously, 1 year left on Anthony Edwards' contract, so we'll see if he decides to come back. And I didn't really mention it, but Brandon Boston Jr. is on the squad now, who's obviously a pretty good player to have on the team. Pretty solid. Elijah Fisher here gets an MVP season. If he's still with the Thunder, then they just got back-to-back MVPs with different people, which is kind of crazy. Huge season there from Anthony Edwards and Bronny, honestly. Bronny now moved into that point guard role, kind of, since D'Angelo Russell left, so that will be interesting, him bringing the ball up and kind of running the offense for us. First round in the playoffs here, up against a Trailblazers squad led by LaMelo Ball, a one-time MVP, one-time NBA champion, 95 overall point guard. He's kind of in our shoes kind of right now as well, but we do have Bronny alongside us. They end up taking that L in 5 there, 4-1. Second round matchup here up against the Warriors, and obviously another person in that draft with us, James Wiseman, a 95 overall. He hasn't been lucky enough to win a chip just yet, though. We're going to Game 7 with them, so let's see if we come out on top or if he gets that chance to run for that chip. We end up taking it in 10 by 10 right there. Huge game. Moving us on to the Western Conference Finals. where we're up against Elijah Fisher, obviously, who did just get the MVP season, and this stacked Thunder team. We end up losing that one by 1 point in Game 5. You hate to see it. Thunder up against the Bulls here in the finals, assuming the Thunder will take it pretty easily, and it's a sweep 4-0. Elijah Fisher, regular season MVP and finals MVP in year 14, helping transition us into year 15, man. I really hope we can finally make another run, man. We need to get our guy Anthony Edwards some more chips, but the Thunder are just in our way right now. You hate to see it. So let's see. We ended the number 3 seed on the season. And checking out these player stats, huge season there from Bronny, of course, and about 25 points per game for Anthony Edwards as well. Obviously fantastic in itself. Our matchup in the first round is going to be up against the San Antonio Spurs. And I don't really know too many people on that team. It's starting to be a decent amount of generated names. We end up taking it 4-1, which is nice. Moving us on to the second round pretty easily, up against former MVP Tyrese Halliburton and Ja Morant. But we get swept by them 4-0, man. That's tough. Thunder up in the finals up against the Pistons, who are actually giving them a decent run for their money. Thunder ends up taking it in 6, winning 4-2 there, man. Let's see who ends up getting finals MVP for them. Elijah Fisher locks that in. Moving us into year 16 of Anthony Edwards' career, man. It's kind of crazy how long we've been going through this already. But he was a one and done, so he kind of still extremely young in this sim. Mikey Williams gets another regular season MVP here, this time with the Indiana Pacers. He's been jumping all around. We finished the number 2 seed in the West behind the Thunder squad that went a whopping 73-9 on the season, man. That team is just something else. Bronny doing his thing, 27.3 points per game for Anthony Edwards as well. First round matchup up against the Los Angeles Lakers here. Let's see how it goes. We end up taking it pretty easily, 4-1. Anthony Edwards doing his thing, of course. Second round, we find ourselves up against Zaire Williams and the Sacramento Kings, who end up taking us out, man. 4-1. Tragic, tragic, tragic. Thunder up against Mikey Williams and the Pacers. So let's see if Mikey Williams and them can clutch up and knock this really tough Thunder team out here in the finals. They're up 2-1, 3-1, and the OKC Thunder end up knocking them out 4-1, man. Tough scene yet again. Helping us transition into year 17 here. 99 overall Anthony Edwards obviously did sign an extension here. 9-time All-Star now. 2 years left on this new contract. I guess he signed a 3 or 4 year. Emoni Bates gets an MVP season here. Checking out the standings. Yet again, the number 2 seed behind this Thunder team that just will not let us get out of the West, man. Obviously, fantastic seasons there for Anthony Edwards and Bronny, both putting up 25.1 points per game. First round matchup, we take out the Warriors pretty easily. So, second round here, we got this Lakers squad that we did knock out last year, and we knocked them out 4-0, moving back to the Western Conference Finals. But can we make it past the Thunder this year is the real question. It's been a tough time going up against them every year, and it's not going to stop here as they're up 3-1 on us. We get another game bringing it back, but they end up taking us in 6, a 48-point performance for Emoni Bates. They're going to be up against the Miami Heat here in the finals. Still have Bam Adebayo actually starting at an 85 overall now. So I'm assuming this Thunder team should probably take this series pretty easily. But let's see how it goes. Thunder up 1-0, 2-0, 3-0. And I thought it was going to be a sweep, but they end up taking it in 5. OKC gets yet another championship in this sim, which is just crazy, man. Emoni Bates gets finals MVP on that one. Moving us into year 18. Let's just pick the Thunder up and move them somewhere else. Put them in the East or something, man. We need to make it to the finals, and they're making it too hard for us here. So let's see how year 18 goes. Emoni Bates of the Thunder here, of course, ends up getting a regular season MVP, 32.8 points per game. And yet again, we finished the number 2 seed in the West, behind, you guessed it, the OKC Thunder. Looking at the stats here, another great season from both Anthony Edwards and Bronny, both putting up the same amount of scoring yet again, matching each other. First round matchup up against the Clippers. We knocked them out in 5 pretty easily. Going to be up against the Lakers here in the second round. And we should beat this team pretty easily as well. 4-0 sweep. And we're back to our test yet again, man. We're going to be up against this Thunder squad that has taken us out every year, it feels like. So let's see if they get another one or if we can finally take them. And boom, we end up taking them 4-1 here. It is about time. Anthony Edwards stepping up there, getting it done, moving us to an opportunity to take it all. Up against the Raptors and Mikey Williams here in the finals. It's going to be a pretty back-and-forth series. It's 2-2, and of course we're going to hop into Simcast so we can see just how these ones play out here, man. Hopefully we can get ourselves another chip, and here we do end up taking a game, making it 3-2 on our behalf. 42 points there from Bronny, and let's hop into Simcast yet again and see how this game plays out. Will we be having to play a Game 7 or not? And it's looking like it's a possibility. It's back and forth. With about 30 seconds left in the game, they end up taking a 4-point lead here. So we will just let that sim out. 110-103, putting us in a situation, do or die, Game 7. We're hopping in, 126-130. The Raptors have the ball here. And they drain a mid-range 2 there, making it a 2-point game with 30 seconds left. We swing it over to the corner, and boom, a green bean 3 to clutch up. Ultimately, 136-128, we have the ball. Just going to let this clock run out. What a crazy game. I thought they honestly could have tied it up there, but thankfully we did hit that clutch 3, man. It got really scary. Check out the box score from that one and see just how it played out and who did what for us there. So let's check that out real quick. So Bronny actually led the squad, dropping 45 points in that game, absolutely going berserko. He ended up getting Finals MVP there for us as well, moving us into year 19 and now 2-time champion in Anthony Edwards. Let's get it. Can we go back-to-back? I hope so. Edward Olsen actually ends up getting MVP here with the Warriors. We finished the number 2 seed behind the Thunder yet again. But we did beat them last year, so let's see if we can make that magic happen back-to-back years here in the later years of Anthony Edwards' career. Bronny, absolutely huge season, 28.6 points per game. Anthony Edwards doing his thing as well. First round up against the Clippers here, who we end up taking out with ease, 4-0. Get the brooms out. Second round here up against Evan Mobley and the Kings, who, wow, end up sweeping us 4-0, which is a huge upset in my opinion. They're going to be up against the Thunder. The Thunder end up mopping them up 4-1. Absolute, just massacre. Pacers here up against the Thunder in the finals. Who will end up taking this? It's looking like it's pretty easily going to be the Thunder, up 3-1 and taking it in 5. Getting themselves yet another trophy. Elijah Fisher gets himself another Finals MVP. Moving us in the year 20 here, Amani Bates getting regular season MVP with the Thunder. That team's just building up accolades. Yet again, we finished the number 2 seed behind, of course, the Thunder. First round here up against the Kings with Evan Mobley that did 4-0 sweep us last year. And we end up taking it this time 4-1. Big game there from Anthony Edwards. Moving us on to the second round up against the Los Angeles Lakers, where we get upset yet again in the second round, 4-1. Raptors versus the Grizzlies here in the finals, and the Raptors end up taking it. Happy to see someone not the Thunder getting it. Calvin Martin ends up getting their Finals MVP award. So let's see what's popping here in year 21. The year is now 2040, and now 94 overall Anthony Edwards. Lots of accolades on his career, but let's see how this one ends up playing out. So Olsen ends up getting another MVP season with the Warriors there. And how did we do this season? Let's check that out. It's looking like we definitely made playoffs. We're the number 4 seed, not too bad. Los Angeles Lakers surprisingly topping out off the seeding for the Western Conference. A long time since the Thunder haven't been the number 1 seed. 23.7 points per game for Bronny and 23.5 points per game for Anthony Edwards. Very close. Rockets first round matchup here, and let's see if we can end up taking them. We do, 4-1. Anthony Edwards and Mikey and LeBron James Jr. doing their thing. Second round matchup here up against the Lakers. And surprise, surprise, we get upset. I mean, I guess we didn't. They're the #1 seed. Not really an upset, but we were hoping we would take it. Thunder back in the finals here up against the Toronto Raptors, who did win last year with Jalen Green and Sky Clark. So let's see how this one ends up playing out. Could go either way, in my opinion. Raptors and Thunder just battling back and forth, and the Thunder end up taking it in 6. So let's check out these player retirements, because I'm pretty sure Anthony Edwards might be up now, fellas. So let's check it out. And of course, he does make the Hall of Fame alongside LaMelo, Jalen Green, Jalen Johnson, and some other absolute ballers. If you guys made it this far throughout the video, as always, comment GOAT, GOAT in all capitals, so I know you guys are a true Bean Squad supporter. I'm trying to get a lot more consistent with putting out videos. I really do appreciate every one of you that watches these videos. It means a ton. Next up is James Wiseman, by the way. And of course, like always, I'll show kind of where he ranked and everything and let it roll out. It's been Bean, guys. Peace out. Have a fantastic day.